I want an explanation for this right now. Don't just sit there silently.
If you think this is difficult now, wait until the final. You must focus.
Some of you, Mr. Harris says, tapping the board, are prepared for real academic work. A pause. Others are pretending. Laughter ripples through the room. Mr. Harris finally turns. His eyes lock on Eli. Mr. Carter. Stand up. Eli feels heat rush to his face. He stands anyway. Tell the class why you didn't turn in your homework. Eli swallows. I did, sir. It was in the... No excuses, Mr. Harris snaps. We all know effort looks different depending on where you come from. The room goes quiet. Eli hears his own heartbeat. Sit down, Mr. Harris adds, voice low. You're wasting everyone's time. Eli sits. His paper is still on the desk. Marked wrong. Every answer crossed in red. But Eli knows something is off. He checks question 12 again. The formula is right. The logic is clean. His hands start to shake. At the front of the room, Mr. Harris smiles. Not kind. Not patient. The kind of smile that dares you to speak. Eli raises his hand. Mr. Harris's smile disappears. What? He says softly. Do you think you're doing? And in that moment, Eli understands. This isn't about homework. It's about something much bigger. Eli Carter learned early how to disappear. He sat where teachers forgot to look. Back row. Near the window. Close enough to hear. Far enough to be ignored. Mr. Harris noticed him anyway. Eyes front, Mr. Harris said, without turning around. Eli straightened. He hadn't been looking away. The board was covered in equations. White chalk. Clean lines. Mr. Harris circled one. This is simple logic, he said. If you apply yourself. A pause. Some of you do. Some of you don't. Eli felt it before he heard it. Mr. Carter. Heads turned. Read your answer for question 7. Eli looked down at his paper. He read carefully. X equals -4, he said. Mr. Harris smiled. Wrong. Eli blinked. He checked the steps again. Sir, if you isolate the variable. Stop, Mr. Harris said. This isn't a debate. Laughter broke out. Eli's face burned. You need to focus less on sounding smart, Mr. Harris added, and more on actually understanding the work. Eli nodded. He wrote nothing. The bell didn't come fast enough. When it did, chairs scraped. Students rushed past him. One boy whispered, "Told you." Eli stayed seated. Mr. Harris walked over. "You're capable of more," he said quietly. "But effort matters." Eli looked up. "I did the work." Mr. Harris's eyes hardened. "Careful," he said. "That tone won't help you." "Tone." Eli packed his bag. Outside, the hallway buzzed. Inside his head, something clicked. At lunch, Eli ate alone. He flipped through his notebook. Checked the math again. The answer was right. After lunch, history class. Mr. Harris again. "Group presentations today," he announced. "I'll assign partners." Eli waited. "Jason. Mark. Emily." Pairs formed. "Eli," Mr. Harris said last. "You'll work alone." A few students looked uncomfortable. "That's fair," Mr. Harris added quickly. "Independent work suits some people." Eli nodded. He always nodded. During presentations, Mr. Harris praised loudly. Strong analysis. Clear thinking. When Eli finished, silence. "You read from your notes," Mr. Harris said. "That shows a lack of preparation." "You told us to bring notes," Eli said. The room froze. Mr. Harris stepped closer. "What did you say?" Eli swallowed. "You told us to bring notes." Mr. Harris leaned in. "Are you accusing me of lying?" Eli shook his head. "No, sir." "Then sit down." Eli sat. His hands shook. Mr. Harris wrote something on a clipboard. "We'll discuss your behavior later." Behavior. The word followed Eli all day. In study hall, a counselor passed him. "Everything okay?" she asked softly. Eli hesitated. "Yes." He didn't trust the word okay. At the end of the day, an announcement crackled. "Eli Carter. Please report to room 214. That was Mr. Harris's room. Eli stood. His stomach tightened. As he walked down the hall, he realized something. He wasn't being corrected. He was being warned. And whatever came next wouldn't be quiet. Eli sat in the counselor's office with his hands folded in his lap. The room smelled like coffee and paper. Ms. Reynolds smiled too quickly. "Your teachers say you're bright," she said. "But there seems to be some tension." Eli stared at the floor. "What kind of tension?" he asked. She tilted her head. Perception, she said. Sometimes students feel targeted when expectations feel high. Eli almost laughed. Expectations aren't high, he said. They're different. Ms. Reynolds paused. Different how? Eli searched for the right words. I get called out more, he said. I get corrected when others don't. She nodded slowly. Mr. Harris has a strong teaching style. Strong. That word again. He said my background affects my effort, Eli said. Ms. Reynolds sighed. I'm sure he didn't mean it that way. Eli looked up. How did he mean it? Silence stretched. Ms. Reynolds checked her notes. You're doing fine academically, she said. Let's focus on staying out of conflict. Eli understood. No action. No report. Just advice. Back in class, Mr. Harris stood by the door. Mr. Carter, he said quietly. A word. Eli stopped. The hallway was empty. I hear you've been talking, Mr. Harris said. I talked to the counselor, Eli replied. Mr. Harris smiled thinly. Good, he said. That shows initiative. Then his smile faded. But you should be careful who you imply things about. Eli felt his chest tighten. I didn't imply anything. Intent doesn't matter, Mr. Harris said. Impact does. Students walked past. None slowed down. I want you to succeed, Mr. Harris continued. But success requires humility. I am humble, Eli said. Mr. Harris leaned closer. Questioning authority isn't humility. Eli said nothing. From now on, Mr. Harris added, I expect silence unless called on. That night, Eli spread his homework across the kitchen table. His mother slept on the couch. He worked carefully, step by step. At school the next day, Mr. Harris returned graded quizzes. Eli's score was lower than expected. He checked the answers. 3 were marked wrong. All 3 were correct. He raised his hand halfway. Lowered it. Mr. Harris scanned the room. Any questions? Eli's heart pounded. He raised his hand again. Sir, he said. Can we review question 5? Mr. Harris's jaw tightened. After class. After class meant alone. When the bell rang, students left fast. Mr. Harris shut the door. You're pushing, he said. I'm asking, Eli replied. No, Mr. Harris said. You're challenging. He slid a paper across the desk. This, he said, is a pattern. Eli looked. A list of notes. Dates. Comments. Disruptive. Argumentative. Defiant. This follows you, Mr. Harris said. Colleges see it. Eli's throat went dry. I didn't do those things. Records disagree, Mr. Harris replied. He stood. You want to be treated like everyone else? Then act like everyone else. Eli walked out in silence. By the end of the week, a letter arrived. Notice of disciplinary review. Reason. Repeated classroom disruption. Eli folded the paper slowly. For the first time, he wondered, what if being right was the problem? Eli walked into the quiet testing room. No chatter. No laughter. No judgmental stares. Just blank desks and sharp fluorescent lights. He liked it this way. A proctor handed out papers, her voice soft. Remember, no names. Just numbers. Eli nodded. Numbers. No faces. No labels. The world outside was irrelevant here. He scanned the first question. Logic puzzles. Patterns. Words arranged like traps. Eli's fingers itched. He wrote fast, careful, deliberate. Each problem was a small victory. No whispers. No smirks. No assumptions. For the first time, he felt equal. Next section, the proctor said. Focus. You have 60 minutes. Eli didn't breathe. He solved equations, deciphered codes, connected patterns. One by one. Step by step. Outside the window, kids ran through the playground. Inside, Eli constructed worlds with numbers. He checked answers twice. Then thrice. Time's up, the proctor said. Eli put down his pencil. He exhaled slowly. No one knew how well he'd done. No one could. He left the room without a word. Back in the hallway, the world felt heavier. Mr. Harris waited at the doorway. How was the test? He asked casually. Fine, Eli said. Mr. Harris's eyes flicked down the hall. No one else was near. Good, he said. Just keep trying. Eli didn't respond. He knew Mr. Harris wouldn't care about fairness. The scores would come back anonymous. The system would praise someone else first. Someone who fit the image. Someone who looked right. Eli clenched his backpack strap. He realized the test might reveal everything. Everything, but only if he survived the next week. Eli sat alone in the detention room. The walls were beige, the fluorescent lights harsh, buzzing overhead. Mr. Harris had sent him there after class. You need to learn your place, he had said quietly. No one else was in the room yet. The clock ticked loudly. Eli's backpack rested on the floor. His hands twitched. A substitute teacher entered, clipboard in hand. "Mr. Carter?" she asked softly. "You're here for disruption?" "Yes," Eli said. She nodded, uncertain. "Please sit," she said. Eli sat. Time stretched. Minutes dragged. He watched the door. The hallway outside hummed with normal life. Laughter, chatter, sneakers against tile. A world he wasn't allowed to fully enter. Finally, Mr. Harris appeared, leaning against the doorway. "Remember," he said, voice low. "Detention isn't punishment. It's guidance. Guidance." Eli's chest tightened. "Why am I being singled out?" he asked quietly. Mr. Harris smirked. "You ask too many questions," he said. "You make others uncomfortable." Eli swallowed. "I'm not trying to," he said. "Intent doesn't matter," Mr. Harris replied. "Impact does." Eli's eyes flicked to the window. The sky was gray. Clouds pressed down. A witness walked by the glass, the librarian. She paused, glanced at Eli, then walked on. No one intervened. Minutes later, a faint buzz sounded. Mr. Harris leaned over Eli's shoulder. "You'll be here for an hour," he said. "Use it wisely." The substitute left, leaving him alone. Eli pulled out his notebook. He scribbled quietly. Math, logic, words, anything to occupy his mind. Then he heard it. A soft click. A small recorder on the shelf. Someone had left it there. It wasn't obvious. It wasn't announced. Eli's heart skipped a beat. He understood. This detention wasn't just about control. It was documentation. Every word, every hesitation, every small infraction being logged. The clock ticked. The recorder ticked. And Eli sat still. By the time the bell rang, he knew something crucial. This record could either ruin him or save him. The announcement came over the school intercom. "Attention students, district-wide assessment scores are in. Top scorer, name withheld until verified." Eli froze in his seat. He had taken that test weeks ago. No one knew. Mr. Harris walked past, shoulders straight, chest forward, scanning the room like a predator. "Top score," he muttered to himself. "It won't be him." Eli felt his stomach twist. The principal appeared at the podium during assembly. "Students," he said, "the anonymous test revealed the highest score ever recorded in our district. 164. Gasps ran through the gym. Eli's heart thumped in his chest. "This student," the principal continued, "is here with us." Mr. Harris shifted, eyes narrowing. "We'll announce the name shortly," the principal said. "Meanwhile, let's celebrate effort and integrity." Eli remained silent. His palms were sweaty. Every eye seemed to flick toward him. No one knew, but he did. Back in class, Mr. Harris dropped graded papers. "Top scores are out," he said. "Though I suspect the list will be unsurprising." Eli glanced at the top paper. Another student, Jason Miller, had a perfect mark. "That's fine," Mr. Harris said casually. "Jason's worked hard." Eli wanted to speak. To correct. To say he'd earned it. He didn't. "The next round of testing will determine placement," Mr. Harris added. "Remember, diligence counts more than raw ability." Eli clenched his fist beneath the desk. The gym was loud with applause. Students smiled at Jason. Mr. Harris smiled. Not at Eli. Later, Eli walked to the library alone. He opened his notebook. Worked through logic puzzles. Every line precise. Every step clean. He knew the record existed. Somewhere it was waiting to be revealed. But first he had to survive the small wars. The whispers. The public assumptions. The threats that hid behind smiles. Because Mr. Harris would notice when the truth came out. And when he did, Eli would be ready. The announcement came during second period. A knock on the classroom door. Mr. Harris stopped mid-sentence. The vice principal stood outside, face tight. "Mr. Harris," she said, "we need you in the office. Now." The room went silent. Mr. Harris smiled thinly. "Class, continue reading," he said. "I'll be back." The door closed behind him. Eli felt every eye shift. Whispers started. "What's that about? Is he in trouble?" Eli didn't move. His phone buzzed in his pocket. A message from an unknown number. "You need to come to the main office." His stomach dropped. In the hallway, Eli passed Mr. Harris. Their eyes met. Mr. Harris stopped. "Don't get excited," he said softly. "These things sort themselves out." Eli said nothing. In the office, the principal sat stiffly. So did the district coordinator. A laptop was open. "Eli," the principal said. "Have a seat." Eli sat. The coordinator spoke first. You participated in a district intelligence assessment, she said. Anonymous. Blind scoring. Eli nodded. Your score was the highest, she continued. By a wide margin. Eli's throat tightened. We cross-referenced behavior reports, the principal added. And grading patterns. The laptop turned toward him. Audio played. Mr. Harris's voice filled the room. Backgrounds do. Careful with that tone. Silence unless called on. Eli's hands shook. Was this recorded with consent? The principal asked. The coordinator nodded. District policy allows monitored rooms. Eli realized the recorder in detention hadn't been accidental. It had been protection. The door opened. Mr. Harris walked in. He froze when he saw the screen. This is being taken out of context, he said quickly. Is it? The coordinator asked. Another clip played. Colleges see this. Mr. Harris's face reddened. I was maintaining order, he said. The student is disruptive. The principal leaned forward. Disruptive how? He asked. Mr. Harris hesitated. He challenges authority, he said. Silence. By asking correct questions? The coordinator asked. Mr. Harris didn't answer. Outside, the hallway buzzed. Inside, something cracked. Your grading doesn't match his work, the principal said. Other teachers confirmed. Mr. Harris straightened. Are you accusing me of bias? The coordinator met his eyes. We're documenting it. Mr. Harris laughed once. Sharp. This is ridiculous, he said. You're letting a student manipulate you. Eli flinched. Enough, the principal said. You're being placed on administrative leave. Mr. Harris turned to Eli. His voice dropped. You think you've won? He asked. Eli looked back. I just answered questions, he said. That seemed to hurt more. Later, the school buzzed with rumors. Phones lit up. Teachers whispered. Eli walked the halls like glass. Some students avoided him. Others stared. In the library, a girl sat across from him. I heard, she said. I'm sorry. For what? Eli asked. For not saying anything before. Eli nodded. He didn't know what to feel. Relief. Fear. Something like grief. At the end of the day, a letter waited. Formal investigation initiated. Eli folded it carefully. Justice was moving. Slow. Loud. And impossible to stop now. The day after the investigation became public, the air changed. Eli felt it the moment he stepped onto campus. People looked at him longer. Then looked away faster. Whispers followed him down the hall. That's him. He got Mr. Harris suspended. I heard he recorded everything. None of it was true. But truth didn't travel as fast as fear. In first period, a substitute stood at the front of the room. She avoided Eli's eyes. When he raised his hand, she hesitated. Yes. Eli, she said carefully. Carefully. As if his name was fragile. Or dangerous. At lunch, Eli sat at his usual table. Alone. Jason Miller passed by with his friends. Guess being smart pays off, Jason said, not stopping. Even if you play dirty. Eli looked up. I didn't play anything, he said. Jason shrugged. That's not what people say. They walked away laughing. Eli pushed his tray aside. He wasn't hungry. After lunch, a note waited in his locker. Snitches don't belong here. His chest tightened. He folded the paper and slipped it into his pocket. In the hallway, two teachers talked in low voices. It's unfortunate, one said. Things could have been handled internally. Kids these days, the other replied. Always escalating. Eli slowed his steps. Handled internally. Like before. In math class, the substitute handed back assignments. Eli's paper had a bold red note at the top. See me after class. After the bell, the substitute cleared her throat. Eli, she said. Some staff feel you've created a hostile environment. Eli stared at her. By doing what? She glanced at the door. By making people feel accused. Eli's hands curled into fists. I didn't accuse anyone, he said. I answered questions. She sighed. Sometimes answers make people uncomfortable. That word again. Uncomfortable. After school, Eli walked home instead of taking the bus. He needed the space. Cars passed. Leaves crunched under his shoes. At home, his mother sat at the table, unopened mail in front of her. The school called, she said quietly. Eli froze. They said you're involved in something serious. He sat across from her. I didn't do anything wrong, he said. She looked tired. I believe you, she said. But believing doesn't stop consequences. That night, Eli lay awake. Every sound felt loud. Every shadow felt close. His phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. You should have stayed quiet. His heart raced. Another message followed. This isn't over. Eli turned the phone face down. For the first time, he wondered if truth was enough. At school the next day, an announcement echoed through the halls. All students involved in the ongoing investigation are reminded. Retaliation will not be tolerated. The words sounded strong, but the looks didn't change. As Eli walked to class, he saw Mr. Harris's classroom door. Closed. Dark. Empty. It should have felt like victory. Instead, it felt like standing alone in the open. Eli took a deep breath. Whatever came next, he would face it. But he knew now. Justice had a cost. And he was paying it in full. The notice came quietly. No announcement. No apology. Just an email sent after school hours. Mr. Harris has been permanently removed from classroom duties pending termination review. Eli read it twice. Then a third time. He didn't feel relief. He felt empty. The next morning, a new teacher stood at the front of the room. Ms. Alvarez. She smiled, real and cautious. Before we start, she said, I want this class to be a place where questions are welcome. A few students shifted in their seats. Eli stayed still. No one should feel small for being curious, she added. Her eyes met his. Not accusing. Not careful. Just normal. During the lesson, Eli raised his hand. Once. Ms. Alvarez nodded immediately. Go ahead. Eli spoke. His voice didn't shake. After class, a counselor stopped him in the hall. The district is offering support services, she said. Advanced placement. Academic mentoring. Eli nodded. Okay. She hesitated. How are you holding up? Eli thought about it. I don't know yet, he said. She accepted that. In the teacher's lounge, voices lowered when he passed. Some staff smiled at him. Others avoided him completely. Justice had lines. He was standing on one. At lunch, a student sat across from him. The girl from the library. They're saying he's gone for good, she said. Yeah, Eli replied. You okay? Eli looked around the room. The same tables. The same walls. I thought it would feel better, he said. She nodded. It usually doesn't. That afternoon, Eli was called to the principal's office again. This time, his mother was there. The principal cleared his throat. Eli, he said. What happened to you should never happen to any student. Eli listened. We failed you, the principal continued. And we're correcting that. Correcting. Not fixing. Your academic record will be amended, the principal said. Disciplinary notes removed. Eli glanced at his mother. Her eyes shone. Thank you, she said. On the way home, the sky was clear. Eli walked slower than usual. The world hadn't changed. But something inside him had. That night he opened his notebook. Wrote equations. Then words. He realized something. Justice didn't erase the harm. It just stopped it from spreading. Tomorrow he would still walk into that building. Still be watched. Still carry what happened. But Mr. Harris wouldn't be there. And that mattered. Not because Eli had won, but because someone had finally listened. The building looked the same. Same brick walls. Same cracked steps. Same doors that opened too slowly. But Eli walked differently now. Not louder. Not prouder. Just steadier. In class, Ms. Alvarez handed back assignments. Eli's paper had a small note at the top. Excellent reasoning. Keep going. No red ink. No warnings. No tone. Just words. At lunch, the noise felt distant. Jason Miller passed Eli's table. He slowed. Hey, Jason said. Eli looked up. Jason shifted his weight. I didn't know, he said. About everything. Eli waited. I shouldn't have said what I said, Jason added. Eli nodded once. Okay. Jason walked away. That was it. No apology speech. No closure moment. Just something unfinished. In the hallway, a younger student stopped Eli. A freshman. Nervous hands. They say you're really smart, the boy said. Eli smiled slightly. They say a lot of things. How'd you do it? The boy asked. Eli thought for a second. I didn't quit, he said. The boy nodded like that mattered. After school, Eli sat on the front steps. His mother joined him. You okay? She asked. Eli watched students leave. I think so, he said. She leaned closer. You don't have to be strong all the time. Eli swallowed. I know. That night, Eli dreamed of the classroom. But Mr. Harris wasn't there. Just empty desks. Silence. When he woke, his chest felt tight. Trauma didn't disappear. It waited. At the next school board meeting, Eli's name came up. Not as a problem. As a policy change. New oversight. Anonymous grading reviews. Recorded classrooms. No speeches about him. But because of him. Weeks later, Eli received a letter. advanced placement approval, scholarship recommendation, mentorship placement. He folded it carefully. Success felt quiet. Heavy. Earned. On the last day of term, Ms. Alvarez stopped him at the door. "You changed this place," she said. Eli shook his head. "It changed me," he replied. She smiled sadly. Outside, the sun was low. Eli stood still for a moment. He thought about the boy he had been. Quiet. Careful. Small on purpose. He wasn't that boy anymore. But he carried him. Justice didn't make him fearless. It made him aware. Aware of power. Of silence. Of cost. As Eli walked away from the building, he didn't look back. Not because it didn't matter, but because he knew something now. Being the smartest person in the room didn't protect you, but refusing to disappear. That changed everything. The letter didn't come from the school. That's how Eli knew it mattered. A white envelope waited on the kitchen table when he got home. No logo. No return address. His mother stood nearby, arms crossed. "This came today," she said. "I didn't open it." Eli nodded. His fingers hesitated before tearing it open. Inside, thick paper. Formal language. Office of District Compliance and Oversight. His chest tightened. "They want to speak with you," his mother said carefully. "About what happened. Not if it happened. What happened?" The meeting room downtown was colder than the school ever was. Glass walls. Long table. 3 people in suits. No smiles. "Eli Carter," a woman said. "Thank you for coming." Eli sat straight. "Your case triggered a broader review," another man said. "Your school was not an exception." Eli blinked. "We've identified similar patterns," the woman continued. "Lower expectations. Selective discipline. Quiet bias." "Quiet. That word again. Why are you telling me this?" Eli asked. The man folded his hands. "Because systems don't like exposure," he said. "And when they're exposed, they push back." Eli felt a chill. "Have you experienced any retaliation since the investigation?" the woman asked. Eli thought of the notes. The looks. The messages that came late at night and stopped just short of threats. "Yes," he said. Silence followed. Then, "We need you to understand something," the man said. "What happened to you wasn't a mistake." Eli's jaw tightened. "It was a pattern," the woman added. "And patterns survive by convincing people they're alone." Eli leaned forward. "I wasn't alone," he said. "I just didn't know it." The woman nodded. "You are now." A week later, rumors spread again. But different this time. Teachers were being observed. Grades audited. Complaints reopened. At school, some adults avoided Eli. Others watched him carefully. Not with suspicion. With fear. In class, Ms. Alvarez spoke plainly. "You have the right to ask questions," she said to everyone. "That won't change." A hand went up in the back. A different student. "What if a teacher doesn't like it?" he asked. Ms. Alvarez met Eli's eyes for half a second. "Then the system answers," she said. After school, Eli walked past Mr. Harris's old classroom. The door was locked. A paper sign taped to the glass. Room reassigned. No name. No legacy. Just empty space. That night, Eli opened his notebook. He didn't write equations. He wrote names. Dates. Moments. Not as revenge. As record. Because he understood something now. Being the smartest student didn't scare the system. Being the one who remembered. That did. And somewhere beyond the school walls, the system was watching him back. The hearing room smelled like old carpet and metal chairs. Eli sat beside his mother, hands folded, back straight. Across the table sat people who never taught a class, but decided what classrooms became. A man with glasses cleared his throat. "This is a formal review," he said. "Not a trial." Eli didn't miss the wording. "We're here to understand institutional failures," the woman next to him added. Failures. Plural. A screen lit up. Attendance records. Discipline logs. Grading curves. Patterns stacked on patterns. "Mr. Carter," the man said. "How often were you removed from class?" Eli answered calmly. "More than anyone else in that room." "For what reason?" Eli paused. Questioning answers that were wrong, he said. A quiet shift around the table. "Were other students disciplined for the same behavior?" the woman asked. "No," Eli replied. A click. Audio played. Mr. Harris's voice again. "Tone won't help you. Colleges see this." Eli felt his chest tighten. The woman stopped the clip. "Did you feel threatened?" she asked. Eli chose his words. "I felt warned," he said. "Like I was being told the rules were different for me." Silence. Then another voice spoke from the end. "We'd like to introduce comparative data." Graphs appeared. Discipline rates by race. Advanced placement referrals. Teacher recommendations. The lines didn't lie. One group climbed. Another flattened. This is not about one teacher, the man said quietly. This is about permission. Eli looked up. Permission for what? He asked. The man met his eyes. For bias to hide behind professionalism. A door opened at the back. A familiar figure stepped in. Mr. Harris. Older now. Tired. But still stiff. He didn't look at Eli. You requested to speak, the chair said. Mr. Harris nodded. I never targeted anyone, he said. I held standards. Eli's jaw tightened. Then explain the discrepancies, the woman said. Mr. Harris hesitated. Some students respond better to structure, he said. Structure, Eli repeated quietly. Every head turned. You said my background affected my effort, Eli continued. What structure was that? Mr. Harris looked at him then. His voice dropped. I was trying to prepare you for reality. Eli leaned forward. This was reality, he said. The room went still. The chair spoke. Thank you. That will be all. Mr. Harris opened his mouth, closed it, sat down. After a brief recess, the panel returned. No drama. No speech. Just decisions. Mr. Harris's teaching license is revoked, the chair said. Effective immediately. Eli exhaled. The district will implement mandatory bias audits, the woman added. Anonymous grading. External oversight. His mother squeezed his hand. Outside, reporters waited. Questions flew. How does it feel? Do you feel vindicated? Eli stopped. Thought. I feel heard, he said. That's different. At school the next week, posters appeared. Know your rights. Questions are not disruption. A freshman raised his hand in class. Hesitant. Is this okay? He asked. Ms. Alvarez nodded. Always, she said. Eli watched. Something shifted. Not fixed, but cracked open. That night, Eli closed his notebook. He didn't add names. He added one line. Silence is a system. Questions break it. And for the first time since it all began, the system had no answer ready.